Everyone, today I'll be reviewing The Ninth Gate starring Johnny Depp, and this movie is directed by Roman Polanski. This movie came in 1999, and this movie is about Johnny Depp. He basically plays a book dealer at first, and then this character Balcon, he comes to Johnny Depp and give him this job. Like he collect this rare book. It came to his collection. It's this book is published on 1500, and this author was burned to stake for writing this book. And this book is kind of like satanic power. It may or may not have at first, we think, as an audience. And then so this Balkan guy, he wants Johnny Depp to find, like, there's only 3 copies of this book in the world, and he wants basically Johnny Depp to find other 2 copies and try to buy it for him. And so then Johnny Depp become a book investigator. They basically tell him in this movie. And I must say, when this movie first started, I found this first and second act for this movie is quite interesting. It's really get your attention, get audience attention, and it's really interesting. You are just there with Johnny Depp. You're not sure, is this movie supernatural or just some weird thing going on, and like you never know what is happening here. So you go this journey with Johnny Depp, and he goes to go to the other 2 owner for the books. And I must say, the most interesting character in this movie is those 2 owner. One is Mrs. Branos. She's in French, and her character is so fascinating. She has studied years on this book. She had she's been researching on this book. She has wrote her own books. She's a writer, and I found her character was so interesting, honestly. Really loved that character. Also, I really liked the other book owner also. Like, I thought he was also very fascinating character. He was broke for years, like he had nothing, only he had those books. He was looking after them still with his life. His character was definitely very fascinating as well. Also, I really thought this Falcon character is going to be very interesting at first when this movie started with him, because he's such a strong character. He's this powerful man. He has so much money, and then he hired Johnny Depp, offered him so much money, so you feel like, oh, he's so strong character at the beginning of this movie. But toward the end, his character, unfortunately, it fell apart for me when he turned into total cuckoo. And I was just looked at my husband and said, this guy is so educated, so rich, and yet he is just went cuckoo at the end. And when Johnny Depp shot him, I was like, oh, it was nice of Johnny Depp to shot him, to put him out of his misery, because he was burning alive. And now talk about this character called the girl. This girl is obviously the interesting part for this movie for most audience. When this girl shows up on the screen, like especially when she was in the, I didn't catch her when first she was sitting in the lecture Balkan was giving. Then she shows up in the library. Then she kind of disappeared, and then he comes out, and she comes out and saves Johnny Depp a couple of times. I thought, oh, and then one time she just flies. I was like, Johnny, did I see it right? Like, did I just see her fly? It was awkward, honestly. I was like, oh. Her character was, quite interesting. At the end, she was also turned out not so interesting, I suppose. She had some weird thing going on. So overall, I thought the first and second act for this movie was really interesting. That I really enjoyed the whole movie. But toward the last act, unfortunately, I did not like it. I left me with the sour taste in, like, I didn't like the whole movie overall. I felt like, oh, it wasn't a waste of time, because this movie was such a well-made movie from Roman Polanski. It's really well directed, as I said. It's really grab audience attention from beginning till the end. Not the end, I suppose, but like... I thought he did really excellent job in this movie. And toward the end, I felt like he kind of like lost his flow for this movie. I feel like Roman Polanski, if it make any sense. Otherwise, this movie could have been really great. Because especially this movie asked this question to audience: is this movie supernatural or not? Like this, does this book has supernatural power or not? You're always wondering in your head. That's what I thought overall this movie. I thought Johnny Depp also gave a brilliant performance. His performance was really good. It wasn't over the top he normally does. It was really down to earth performance. I thought he didn't do those like over the top thing he does. That's why I really liked him in this movie. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie, but I didn't love the ending, I suppose. And that was my thought on this movie. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me in the comment what you think about the ending, and please take care.